Welcome back, Shalloners. Well, as promised, you guys voted, you guys DM'd me about this topic, and we're finally gonna do it. Travis Scott's side chick. We're not just gonna break down what's going on with Travis Scott and Kylie in the side chick situation. We're gonna talk about what happens if we're in a side chick situation or if we're in the main bitch situation. Because you know what? Every time a guy cheats, it's with a downgrade. And girl, if you're the side chick and you don't think that's true, I've got some bad news for you. But like I said, I'll break it all down. Bear with me. I promise you don't know where this is going. But first, just want to remind you that if you have a love question of your own and want to talk to me one-on-one privately, find me at shallonlester.com and click Get Help to get connected ASAP, and follow me on Instagram where I let you weigh in on the next video topic and suggest things and vote and all that stuff at ShallonXO, and listen to my podcast, Girl on Top, out every Wednesday, every place podcasts are found. So before we get into our own tales of woe, right, let's talk about the Kylie Travis side chick drama. Now, the reason that I didn't do this sooner is because I literally didn't want to give any clout to this girl, this side chick girl, at all. Because I don't like her. First of all, and I still debated, even before I was hitting record, I'm like, do I actually want to say her name? But it's this is news. We're going to report the news and not omit things. We're going to be fair and balanced, right? Maybe not always fair. Maybe not balanced. So this chick, her Instagram name, and I feel like all we need to know is her Instagram name, and that would be enough to draw our conclusions, is Young, Y-U-N-G, Young Sweet Row. Young Sweet Row. I got the douche chills again. They're back. I got them again. And she is a Kylie clone with a capital K. And I know what you're going to say. She doesn't look like a downgrade. She's pretty hot. She is. And listen to me. If you're in the side chick position, you're like, I am not a downgrade. I'm a smoke show. Being a downgrade isn't only about how you look. It isn't even only about your online presence. It's about what you think of yourself. And if you have allowed yourself to become a side chick, you don't think very highly of yourself. And I really struggled a lot with doing this video because I have been in both positions. And for the purposes of this video, we're going to use the term mistress and wife, right? So we're not girlfriend one, girlfriend two. Mistress and wife, just to keep things clear. In high school, my nickname was the mistress. That's what my friends called me. So if you don't think I've been the other woman, and I had continued this pattern until I was 24 years old. And I kind of wore it with a little bit of pride, because I'm I'm the girl that can pull a guy away from some other chick. I'm the girl that will turn his head. And then one day I woke up and I realized the truth. They don't find me attractive. They find me easy. They look at me and they read me like the Terminator, scanning for deficiencies. And they're like, she doesn't have very good self-esteem. I bet I could keep this bitch on the hook for as long as I wanted to. And even more so, I bet I can convince her that my girlfriend, who doesn't know jack shit about Shallon, is somehow the villain. I bet I could do that. And I played along and I bought right on into it. And that is why I was a downgrade. But let's stick with Kylie and Travis first of all. So Young Sweet Row, I'm gonna get the douche chill so bad I'm gonna have a seizure, and you guys are just gonna have to watch this on the internet, watch me seize out. She is, who knows what she does for a living. And it's funny, as a New Yorker, the first thing we ask people is not, where are you from? Do you have kids? It's, what do you do? Hey, I'm Shallon, what do you do? That is how we define ourselves. That's how we define each other. So when I look at somebody, if I look at their Instagram profile or something and I can't tell what you do for a living, I assume you do nothing. Because you come to my page, you know exactly what I do for a living. You know exactly where I work, how hard I work. It's my identity. And yes, New Yorkers maybe take it to a bit of an extreme. And I remember my boyfriend and even my ex-husband would tell me this, we'd meet people on vacation or something. And my first question would be so what do you do? And they'd be it sounds like you're asking people how much money they make. And I'm I don't mean it like that, but I don't not mean it like that. I don't know. It's just who we are. So the fact that I look at this bitch's page and it's I couldn't tell what she did for a living, that tells me she probably doesn't do anything. Instagram model is not a profession. It is not a profession. Many times it is code for sugar baby, which is a profession. Many times it's code for prostitute, also a profession, but it is not code for Wilhelmina signed Ford Model Agency, Next Model Management model. It's code for, in some form or another, I kind of maybe suck dick for a living. And like I always say, do it. Do it. Like if you can charge for the things that we have been giving away, like do it. But if you're not in that profession, don't look at these pages and be like, wow, they're just mysteriously independently wealthy. The word job is still in the title, blowjob, okay? It's still work, you just don't see it. So I don't know what this chick does. I don't know if she's like sugar bear hair, the gummies, but okay. And she has been sub-bragging, akin to subtweeting, about Travis for years. And rumor has it, those two have been involved since 2011. Think back on 2011. We were still in Barack Obama's first term in office. Who were we then? We were wide-eyed and innocent. The whole world seemed possible. We had plenty of polar bears, plenty of ice caps. We still thought flying cars were going to be a thing in like 15 months, and they never were. Never were. So this has been going on ostensibly for a very, very, very long time. And she has been doing things like, so there's a lot of evidence, like she would post a pic in Paris and then he was also in Paris. She would post a pic like in like a ski situation and like he was posting one with a very similar background. It seemed like they were in the same place at the same time a lot. And you know, you heard it here on the Shallon Entourage first. I've been telling you for months that he brought her. I mean, I assume he brought her. He probably has many side chicks. No one cheats just once. No one. He brought her or some other to-be-named side chick to the dinner Kylie threw for him for his birthday. And you know why? Because he liked it. And I mentioned this in the last video that he had this like inward smile, and some of you heard N-word smile. You guys, get the miracle ear check. I was like, what is someone saying N-word smile? What? First of all, what does that even mean? I would never ever use that term. And then I'm like, inward. He smiled inwardly. Okay, he was smiling inwardly. Like, like, you know Stevie J on Love and Hip Hop, how he's like, he'd have this like gremlin look on his face and he would literally rub his hands together like some evil gnome. And like, that's what Travis was doing. He was pushing the boundaries because you know what he thought? What the fuck are either one of you gonna do? Leave me? I don't think so. He thought he was king of the world. He had one girl who had his baby. He had wifey who had the baby. You're not going to just throw your baby daddy away. That's a relationship you want to make work. He preyed on the best part of Kylie. He preyed on her motherly love, on her devotion, and her empathy and her bonding ability. He weaponized that against her. And he didn't do any better to young, sweet Ro. Bleh. Like, would you ever go to an event and have to watch your boyfriend with his wife? Why would he want you to see that? Because he's getting off on it. Because he doesn't view either one of those women as women. He views them as possessions, right? So therefore, I'm not at all like curious about whether or not he has other women. Of course he does. Of course he does. You don't only view two women on planet Earth as possessions. You view them all. You view them all. I feel like I'm stuttering a lot today. My mouth is dry. Sorry. And yeah, I'm super dressed down. My apartment's freezing. It is what it is. Sorry. So the young sweet Rose, I can't name. I don't even know what her name is, and I'm not going to look it up because I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about this girl. Like the fact that like she has worked so hard to have that Kylie aesthetic, the Kylie body shots, the Kylie clothes, the Kylie fake face. It's just like, how are you possibly going to say that you're the girl on top? Oh, it's the name of my podcast. But literally, like, how are you ever going to flex on this man? Okay, say you're hotter than Kylie. You're not richer. Kylie has a business. You don't. Kylie has mansions. I don't think you do. And if you do, someone else paid for them. You're not a self-made woman. You're a man-made woman. Like literally from doctors and also literally by Travis Scott. Everything that you flex on is something he gave to you. The scraps he has allowed you to have. And I feel like a lot of you guys right now are being like, oh my God, I'm getting so red. And like I said, I have been there. I have been there. And I feel like everything I'm going to say or that I have said in this video, it's like I immediately think like, oh, that sounds mean to the side chick. But then I'm like, well, I'm not disrespecting the wifeys out there, you know? So it's like, and that's the thing. There is no linear love triangle, right? It should be called like a love rhombus, like a love dodecahedron. There's just so many sides, there's so many elements, and there's so many parts. And you know who's at the center of that shitstorm? Him. And you know who no one gets mad at? Him. We'll talk about that in a minute. So, why is it Travis Scott would cheat on someone like Kylie, who is beautiful? I mean, she is. She's, again, man-made, but she is beautiful. A lot of beautiful things are. There's a lake right by my house back home. Man-made. I love it. She's business savvy. She's a billionaire. She has a good family. I mean, she's obviously got her issues. We've talked about them extensively on this channel, but she doesn't deserve to have someone who has a whole other ass girlfriend, right? And I know the young, sweet bitch tits over there is like vilifying Kylie, but not Travis, clearly because she stayed with Travis. And one of you guys said on the last video I did with like Kylie and like getting back with Tyga, and I talked about like Instagram sluts. You're like, you know, you seem really sex positive, but I don't like the fact that you're calling girls sluts. Let me clarify. When I say someone's a slut, it has nothing to do with who she sleeps with or how many people she sleeps with. It has to do with why she's sleeping with people. I've been a slut with one guy, and I've been a bad Rihanna bitch in control with 5. Some are 2 at a time. No, never 2 guys at a time. Other people. But like, it's about why you're doing what you're doing. It's about coming from a place of disrespect, disrespecting yourself, disrespecting that other woman, disrespecting the man and his commitments to that woman. If you chronically target guys who are taken, that's a slut, all right? And I'm not going to apologize for calling that kind of behavior out because, and again, it's not, because we all do bad things. We all do things that are like contrary to our self-respect and other people's respect as well. But it's when people have this element of pride about it. That's why I think young Sweet Ro is like a slut, because she's bragging about it. She finds it funny, or like she's somehow the winner. Girl, ya ain't. Ya ain't. And there's been a big debate. It's like, well, if she was with Travis before he even met Kylie, because Kylie's probably, what, 9 years old then? Like, maybe she is the wife and Kylie's the side chick. If you're in the shadows, if a man won't claim you, you're the side chick. I don't give a shit what he says to you. I don't give a shit what he buys for you. The house full of, yes, that tacky pressboard IKEA furniture that he puts you up in. You are in the shadows. You are a dirty little secret. And here's the proof positive. Because what does a guy always say when he's cheating? What is he always going to say about his wife? She's crazy. I can't get away from her. I can't leave her. She's going to take the kids. She's going to hurt herself. She's going to drain my bank account. Blah, 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 blah. And at the end of the day, none of that's true about her. Do you know why I know that? Because he's still fucking with her. He's still with her. Men have split the Catholic Church. They have abdicated the throne of England to be with the women they want. You think a guy can't break up with a girlfriend over text? Especially if they like don't live together, or maybe they're like not in the same city. You really think he can't do that? You're lying to yourself. He's lying to you, but you are lying to yourself. And you know what you're doing? You're taking the gun that should be pointed at him and you're turning it to her. First of all, she doesn't know anything about you. And if she does, it's still not her fault. Like, you're the interloper in her relationship, not the other way around. And if the guy has convinced you of that, you are stupid. And look, I say this from love, and I know you're going to be like, you are being really judgy on this. I'm not trying to like be judgmental. I'm trying to wake you the fuck up. Wake up. Stop wasting your life, stop wasting your time and your perky tit years on a guy who simply doesn't like you enough. But I feel like we've gotten a little bit off topic. We came here to talk about why side chicks are always a downgrade, right? And we talked about that from a self-esteem point of view. But let's say we're talking about it from a looks standpoint, what I call Tiger Woods syndrome. Do we remember the gremlins that Tiger Woods cheated on Elin with? Elin is like a Swedish Viking goddess. Like she is like, I fear her. I want to be her. She's got this like bone structure that could cut glass. And Tiger cheated on her with like not ultra classy porn stars. And it's like, why? And that's the thing that always came out. It's like, why go from a 10 to a 2? Well, Tyler Perry broke this down for me in one of his movies, called it the 80-20 rule. He's like, your partner will only ever give you 80% of what you need, right? That is just, and that's at best. That's all we can hope for as human beings. And then this other girl comes along and she embodies that 20% of what you're not getting. And usually in a long-term relationship, that's like sex appeal. It's a willingness to do anything. Oh, my wife won't do anal. This bitch will. Wow. And you're like, you become fixated on that 20% person. And you leave your 80 thinking you're getting 100 because you don't realize you're not forecasting. It's something called the halo effect psychologically, where you have one good quality about someone and you forecast a million other ones. So you leave 80 thinking you're getting 100 and you're not, you're getting 20. And by the time you realize that, you have imploded your life, right? It's pretty much what Tiger did. He's been circling the drain basically ever since. I don't know, maybe he's doing well at golf. I don't care. I'm not a Republican. I don't watch golf. So guys will fixate on that 20%, right? And they will just go for strange. I think that's another thing Tyler Perry taught me. Maybe it's Kevin Hart. Strange is in like strange pussy. It's just strange. It's just something different. They look different. They sound different. They smell different. They taste different. They feel different. They're just different. The wife could be flawless. I mean, we have seen people cheated on Claudia Schiffer. She got cheated on. Like, really? The most beautiful women in the world get played. They get played. And it's not because they're deficient. It's because guys are like, oh, this is 20% out there. It's just strange. You could be eating the best meal of your life. And sometimes you're like, I really just want a McFlurry at the drive-thru and dip those garbage French fries in there. That's what I want. It's the best combo. And it doesn't make you look at your caviar and lobster and be like, fuck you. You're like, I just need a bread. I just need the McFlurry, you know? But a wise person isn't going to give up the caviar and lobster for the McDonald's gift card. No, but a stupid one will. You know? So you have men who just go for that like strangeness. And here's how we know, again, that these girls are downgrades. Because they let him. Because they know he has a girlfriend or a wife. And it's like, I bet I can make him leave. Why? Why don't you think better about yourself? And again, I said at the beginning of this video, that's where I was. That's where I lived, in that zone until I was 24. And I was dating this guy, Corey. I'm going to call his ass out. And he had a girlfriend, and I would have like pushed her off a cliff if I could have. I villainized her as the worst woman on planet Earth. And I was like pouring my guts out one day to my guy friend, like, it's so complicated, I can't leave it, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, Carlos is like, let me stop you right there. He's just a dick who likes having 2 girlfriends. And Carlos was like, furthermore, you're getting the shit end of the stick on this. He is getting absolutely everything he wants. He has someone stable at home who knows nothing about any of this. This is not her fault at all. Not her fault. And when this blows up, she's going to be the victim. You are going to be the bad guy because you are. Because you are. You're pursuing someone who's taken. You don't give a fuck about the commitments they've made to each other. You're the interloper in their relationship. Why should anyone feel sorry for you? And what do you think anyone in this scenario owes you? I like shattered into 10,000 pieces and I am only now like just coming back together into one. I got dragged to hell, Carlos. But where was the lie? Where was the lie? And I searched and I searched and I searched for that lie because I wanted to find it, because I wanted to be right and I wanted to be the victim. I wanted that. And I wasn't. And none of this is to say that I was necessarily like the villain, but I was the villain in my own life. I was the villain to myself. Because like I said, I've been there. I've watched my friends go there on like larger scales. Like I've seen this scenario so much from both sides and both ends. And it's like at some point, it really does boil down to, you really don't think you deserve better than this, young sweet hoe. You don't think so? Well, that sucks. I'm sure there's someone in your life who does, but until you believe it, nothing's ever going to change. And until nothing changes, you need to shut the fuck up about the wife. You need to shut the fuck up about her. She's not the problem. And like I said, if she was really so crazy, he would have left. Wait, why is he not? She's not crazy. Or maybe she is and he is too, and they fit together. If that's the case, you need to read the writing on that wall and be like, ugh, I'm removing myself from this tempest. Unless, of course, you're crazy too. So I'm curious what you guys think about this love triangle. Do you think young, sweet Nightmare has a leg to stand on in terms of acting like she's the wifey? Do you think Kylie, because Kylie would like block and unblock her. So Kylie knew, and like that must have been torturous for her. That must have been awful. She's a child with this man, you know? And that to me, it's like, well, young, sweet titty factory, like you don't give a fuck about that. So why should anyone care about that scenario if it was you and Travis and you had a baby? You wouldn't want someone coming for him. It never works that way. There's no like cheater's reciprocity, you know? It just doesn't. So think long and hard. If you're getting put into the side chick position, I know because you like the guy, it's easy to believe him and vilify the girl, but where is that going to get you? Really, where is that going to get you? Where has it gotten young, sweet Ro? That has been 8 years of her life wasted. Kylie's at least only invested like 2 years in this shitbird. You know? She's going to go on and be just fine. But if you hit your wagon to a dead end, I don't know, man. Then this is what you came for, I guess. So yeah, tell me your thoughts on this like whole 6-sorted love triangle of lip injections. And tell me if you've been in the side chick position, if you've been in the wife position, or if you've been in both and what your experience has been. Like, were you always the wife and then suddenly you found yourself the side chick and it was like, oh, I see things from a different angle? Or vice versa. Were you always a side chick and suddenly you're the wife and it's like, huh, tell me what you think. Tell me what your advice would be to Kylie and this Instagram tramp. And if you think my assessment of this little situation is correct. Also, guys, I let you vote today. Buckle up when we get closer to Halloween for Evil Week. You're going to like it. I promise. Like I said, if you have a love question, find me on my website at shallonlester.com and follow me on Instagram at shallonxo and listen to my podcast, Girl on Top.